We are here to stay forever fit. We'll be doing a warm-up, some balance exercises, a little bit of strength. But today we're going to focus a little more on flexibility. So I'm going to save a lot of the exercise, a lot of the stretching to the end, just make it one segment. So if you want to come back later, just jump to that part and go through a whole body stretching routine. You'll have that available toward the end of this class. We'll start with our regular warm-up. We'll tuck our elbows in and we'll march in place on the right. Since I'm talking about stretching, this is part of a dynamic stretching routine. Let's step and lift our knees like this. Step, knee. This is going to loosen up our hamstrings and the glutes in the back of our body. For 8, 7, 6, 5. Next, we'll open up our hips. Bring your elbows out to the side. Bring your thigh to your elbow. Point your knee out. Think about opening up your hips. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Next are hamstring curls. We'll kick our back sides. This loosens up our quads in front and squeeze our shoulder blades in the back. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're lunging to the right. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're lunging left. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's march in place on the right. Right. Single step touch. Step and touch. Single step touch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Let's double up. Double step touch. 2 times over. 2 times back. Double step touch. Keep it going. For 4, 3, 2. Single step touch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now double it up for 4, 3, 2. Back to single step touch. 4, 3, 2. Double for 2. And 1. Now single, single, double. Single, single, double here. Single, single, double. Single, single, double. Keep it going. And double. Single, single. 2 more sets. Single, single, and double. 1 more set. Single, single. Back to double. Hold the double. Just double. Next, we'll slow it down. Step together. Step together. We'll make it step behind. Step together. Back to tempo for grapevine. Step behind together. Step behind together. Next, I'm going to change that step together to a hamstring curl. So step behind and curl. 1, 2, 3, curl. 5, 6, 7, curl. Keep this up. Next, I'm going to make it 3 curls. So I'm going to alternate for 3, 2, 1. Grapevine curl. 2, 1, 2 more. Grapevine curl. 1 more time. Back to single step touch. Step, touch. Let's slow this down. Step, touch. Make it now. Step, knee, step, knee. Bring your opposite hand to your knee and balance for a second. For 4, knee. 3, stack your spine tall. 2, engage your core. 1, relax. Let's do some more balance work now. I'm going to use a chair. You could use a stick, a pole, a broom handle, or maybe nothing at all. You might not need anything to assist you at all. If you're holding something for assistance, hold it with your left hand. Shift your weight to your right foot. Raise your right arm. Raise your left leg. And swing. Opposite arm and leg. Now, if you don't want to hold a chair or a stick, you can have hand on hip. or you can add that opposite arm, swinging in opposition. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Catch your breath. Now let's ground into the left foot. This time the right foot taps forward and back or in front and behind. If it's forward and back, it's like you're on train tracks with hip width. This is a little more stable. Front and back is a narrower base of support that's harder, so choose an option and tap it up and back or in front and behind. It's your choice. Keep it going for 12, 11. Try to focus on a stationary spot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. So again, the levels there are to hold the chair or not. And even when you're holding your chair, it can be a harder, tighter grip, or it can be a lighter touch, just to let you know that it's there. You can also just lift your hand just off your chair so it's there if you need it. Let's switch sides. So same thing, you can have your right hand holding the chair. You can hold it heavy, hold it tight if you want to, or lightly. Just keep your hand above if you like, or hand on hip, or swing your arm. Ground the left foot, left arm forward, right leg is forward, and we'll swing. So opposite arm and leg move together. The right hand can stay on your chair, above your chair, on your hip, or it can also swing in opposition, back and forth. Focusing on your stationary spot. Engage your abs. Keep yourself stable for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Let's ground the right foot this time. Now it's the left foot that can tap forward and back on train tracks, or in the front and behind on tightrope. Your choice, tap up and back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Tap and tap. Up and back, or in front and behind. Keep it going for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, up and back. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Shake the legs out. One more balance thing on each side. I'm going to stand behind my chair. Actually, I'll use a pole so you can see me better. So let's start with let's ground the right foot this time. Ground the left foot rather. Ground the left foot. We'll hold this pole or stick or chair with your right hand, and we'll raise the right leg, we'll raise the left arm. So opposite arm and leg are raised. We're going to brush the thigh like this. Sweep the leg across, brush the thigh, over and back. Keep it going for 12, 11, 10, 9. Brush for 8. We're crossing the midline of our body, if that's available to us. Keep it going. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take the left hand on the pole or chair, ground the right foot, raise the left leg, raise the right arm, and brush. Over, back and forth. Keep it going. For 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Focus on a stationary spot. Home stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, relax. Let's move into some strength training now. We'll just do something for legs, something for chest, back, and shoulders, and core. Starting with legs, we'll do our squats again. They're very functional. They're very useful. You can hold dumbbells or weights if you'd like to. You don't have to. You can back up to a chair. You don't even need a chair necessarily. If you have the chair, you have the option to sit all the way down in it. Bring yourself back up. But please don't use your hands to push yourself up. So if you're sitting all the way down, make sure you have the ability to lift yourself. Now it's helpful to have your feet under you. If your feet are too far forward, it's hard to get yourself up from there. So feet under you more or less, spine stacked. And if you can't get all the way down and get back up, just come as far as you can and lift back up. Do this at half tempo, so it's controlled. In 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll squat. We'll lift. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your feet under you. Ground down through your heels. We'll lower. We'll lift. 8. And up. 7. Lift. 6. 5, 2, 3, 4. Up. 2, 3, 4, 4. 3. 2. And 1. If you're watching this after the fact, you can pause it and do a second set of those if you like. I'm not going to do second sets today because I want to spend more time on our stretching, but you have second sets available to you. If you're watching this in real time, come back later and do second sets later if you want to. Let's do some heel raises next. You can stand behind a chair, you can grab a stick, whatever you need, parallel feet. We'll lift our heels in 5, 6, 7, 8. And we did our heel raises as part of our balance exercises because those muscles help with our balance as well. We lift and lower, up and down. Let's slow it down to half time. And lift, and lower, and up, and down. 2, and down, and 1. Regular time again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's hold those heels up on 1. Lift those heels as high as you can for 4. Stack your spine. 3, shoulders packed. 2, relax, let's shake it out. All right, let's do some upper body work now. Today we'll do chest flies. If you don't have weights and don't want to do chest flies, you can go to your wall or to the counter and do some push-ups there instead. But if we're doing flies, we're going to scoot our hips forward so we can lean back. So we're on an incline. Pack your shoulders. Weights are up, palms are facing in. Now half time, we lower out to the side. We lift to the center. We inhale down. We exhale coming up. Lower, 2, 3, 4. Lift, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. With control. Try to avoid dropping your elbows below your shoulders. For 10. And lift. 9. Inhale out. Exhale back up. 8, 2, 3, 4. And lift. 7. Inhale. Exhale, flying up. For 6. Up. 5. Lift and lift. 4 more. 3. 2. And 1. And catch your breath. Again, we're doing all of our stretching at the end instead of as we go along. That way you have, if you want to come back later and just do a stretching routine, you just go to that point and just do the stretching. So I'm putting it all together at the end today. We'll do rows next. You can do your rows seated, leaning forward, or standing, leaning forward. It's your choice. Palms are in. Keep your spine nice and long. Lift your sternum. Pull up to your sides. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, inhale. Up and down. Lift and lower. Keep it going. 12, 11, 10. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Work those trapezius muscles and rhomboids. Lift and lower. I lost count, so I'll do a few extra. You're welcome. I'm probably done, but I'm doing 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Catch your breath. That was for the back, which is in the store side. The flies are for the front. Now we'll work the sides, which are the deltoids, with side raises. Let's sit up tall or stand up tall, either way, sitting or standing. Spine stacked, shoulders packed. Your palms can face in or they can face forward. Lift out to the side, no higher than shoulder level. Lift and lower, up and down. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, home stretch, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's put those weights down, we'll catch our breath, and we'll stand. Let's move into our stretching now. And do legs and upper body stretching. I have a towel. That's an option. You don't necessarily have to have it. I also have a belt that I use as a strap in yoga sometimes. So a belt's also a nice prop to use for stretching. I'm going to start with quadriceps. And what I like to do here is pick up my foot, grab my ankle, pull up and back. If I can't quite make that grab on my own, I can use my towel or my strap. Pull up that way. Either way, I'm trying to keep my heel away from my backside and open my hip and stretch my quads. So we're going to hold this for a few seconds and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And try to expand that stretch as you inhale. Deepen as you exhale. And we'll switch sides. On the other side, pull the leg up, pull the foot back. Try to open the hip and open the quads in the front of your thigh here. We worked these when we were doing our squats earlier. Breathe into it. Now a couple other options for quad stretches. One is the long lunge we've done a few times before. We bring one foot forward, one foot back, and we sink down into a long lunge, keeping the rib cage lifted. And another option for that is to use your chair as an assist. So if you're on your chair, you're going to turn to one side, bring the other leg back. So I get that same kind of hip opening, just walking this back foot back, sitting on my chair as well. So those are 3 options to stretch your quads: the standing, the lunging, or the seated lunging. All right. Let's stretch our hamstrings now, the backs of our thighs. If we're sitting down, one option is to bring one leg forward, turn to face that foot. Now be careful, the temptation might be to put your hands here and lock out that knee, but please don't lock out your knee. So keep your hands on your other leg or on your chair. Keep a little very, very soft micro bend in that knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Now you can do this seated as I am doing it now. You can also do the same basic thing standing. If can put your foot on something like a low stool, that's also helpful, or you can put your foot, if it's available to you to do, on a chair. It's all the same basic thing. Long leg, not locked out, not compressing, not pushing down on that thigh. Long spine, folding the chest toward the thigh. Inhaling and exhaling to sink deeper. We use our exhales to go deeper into our stretches. That's where our parasympathetic nervous system really kicks in with our rest and digest. That lets us go a little deeper on our exhales. We'll switch legs. Long spine hinging forward. Hamstring stretch. You're going to hold these stretches, at least 20 seconds typically, maybe 30. You can repeat them also. I'm just going through everything one time. We'll rise back up. Let's stretch our calf muscles. Now, our calves can get tight, can get Charlie horses. So if I like to stretch those out a bit. So I like to stand behind a chair or at a wall or something. So I'll bring my right foot forward, my left foot back. Now my toes are pointing forward. I don't want to open my back foot out like this. That's a cheat. We can't see it there. That's cheating. I don't get a good stretch if my foot's turned out. So I've got to bring my feet parallel. Toes pointing forward, hips are square. Inhale and exhale to sink into this calf stretch. I'm feeling it in the back leg. That back knee is straight. Back heel is down. Hold it, breathe into it. We'll shorten the stance, we'll soften the knee, and we'll lean into it more, hinging at the ankle joint. This stretches the deeper muscle of the calf, the soleus. Use that inhaling and exhaling to sink deeper. Shake that leg out. Bring that foot forward, bring the other foot back. Toes are still pointing forward, hips are still square. Inhale, exhale, and lunge and sink. Grounding that back heel down, keeping that back leg straight. Feeling a stretch in the back calf muscle. Breathe and sink. Shorten your stance, soften your knee, lean forward. Now I'm going to show you one more stretch. It's a hip opening stretch. If you've had hip replacement surgery, you might not want to do this one. It does require you to cross your legs. So if it's an option for you, you cross your leg and you just fold forward, pressing your chest towards your shin. You're going to feel it in the hip of the crossed leg. And we'll switch sides in a moment. Lengthen and fold. All right, we're going to move into upper body stretches now. In case you're wondering why I'm in the other corner of the studio today, it's because I wanted to be able to show you, using this doorway, a nice chest stretch. So our chest exercise was a fly. That tightens these muscles across here. So now we want to open those muscles up. A nice way to do it is to step into a doorway and then just step forward and press through. So you feel an opening and a stretch in your chest. Some people like to grab the top of the door and press this way as well, but out to the side is a more direct stretch across your chest if you want to focus on chest. So I'm just using my body weight. I'm just leaning into it. I'm feeling the stretch. I feel it, but it's not uncomfortable. It's not painful. I can hold this. My body weight does the work for me. I'll shake that out. Okay. Now we'll stretch the back. Let's just interlace our fingers to start. Turn our palms out, press out. We'll slide the shoulder blades apart. So we're rounding forward. I never let you do this when we exercise, but for the stretch you can do it. So you feel stretch across the upper back area there. Hold it for a few breaths. Then we're going to shrug our shoulders up. Roll them back and down. Imagine sliding your shoulder blades down into your back hip pockets. Then sweep your arms overhead, and we're going to sway to one side. And you're going to bring your breath into the opposite side rib cage. And expand as you inhale and sink as you exhale. If this is comfortable for you. If you have spinal issues and can't do this, then just go straight up, but lift on one side more than the other. Let's inhale to rise back up, exhale to sway to the other side. And again, use that breath to expand and sink deeper if that's an option for you. Otherwise, just lift from one side and open up on that side. And we'll come back to center. Now for shoulders, I recommend using a towel or a strap. We'll shrug our shoulders, roll them back, and again slide those shoulder blades down the back, and then you can grab that towel or strap behind your back. Backs of your hands against your back side, pushing knuckles down toward the floor, lifting chest up toward the ceiling. Getting a really nice shoulder stretch here on the sides of your deltoids out here. It's also a nice front body stretch as you pull those shoulders back and down. So this kind of is it works much like our doorway stretch to open the front body as well, which is very important because we do spend so much time hunched forward on computers, driving, just sitting like this all the time. So opening up the front body, expanding our breath as we do is very helpful. Now while I've got that strap in my hand, say I've got it in my left hand, I'll sweep it up, I'll lower it down my spine, I'll bring my right hand out, flip my thumb under, I'm reaching all the way across my body and up to grab that strap as high as I can. I pull down on the strap and my elbow points up, and I get a nice stretch in my triceps in the back of my upper arm. If your elbow's out to the side or forward, try to get it up more, if you can. You'll find that's where you get that opening and stretch in your triceps. Breathe into it. Relax. Let's take that strap into the right hand. Bring it behind your back and let it drape down your spine. So your right elbow is pointing up. Your left hand comes out, flip the thumb under, reach across your back as far as you can, up as high as you can. Grab that strap, pull down on the strap, let the elbow point up. Tricep stretch, you should feel it in here, in the back of your upper arm. These stretches that we're doing here at the end, these are static stretches, we're holding them. It's best to do them when you are warmed up, so don't jump up in the morning first thing and start these stretches right away. Walk around a bit, wait till you've been active and the blood's pumping a little bit, then you can do static stretching. That's what we're doing here at the end. That's why I save the static stretching for later in the class and do dynamic stretching in the beginning of the class. Put down our strap or towel. We'll do our bicep stretch now. We'll open our arms, flip our thumbs under and press back. Squeezing shoulder blades. Feel the stretch in your upper arms here. Breathe into that. Shake those arms out. And stretch the posterior deltoids, the backs of the shoulders. Take the right hand across the left shoulder. Try to keep that right shoulder down, not up here, but down. And then with your left hand, pull that right arm over. Stretch in the back of your right shoulder. Posterior deltoid stretch. We didn't work these muscles today, we worked them in most classes. But it won't hurt to stretch them regardless. And we'll switch arms, taking that left hand across that right shoulder, keeping that left shoulder down. The right hand pulling the left arm across. Stretching the back of the left shoulder. Posterior deltoid stretch. All right, check it out. We didn't do any abs today, any dedicated ab exercise, so when you finish this video, feel free to get down on the floor and do some thigh slides or crunches. Oh, what the heck. We'll go over a couple of minutes. If you don't want to get on the floor, you can sit on your chair, brace your spine, and march your knees, but keep this braced and tight. If you're with me on the floor, we can have knees bent, feet down, hands on thighs, or we can support the head with our hands if we want. Just curl the shoulders up and crunch. Scoop the abs, curl the spine, exhale up, inhale down for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, curl for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you can do a second set later. Let's bring ourselves up slowly. We'll roll over to our hands and knees. If you're seated in the chair, just stay there. If you're on hands and knees, we'll do a cat-cow, arching the back and scooping the abs. And if we're seated, we'll do the same thing. We'll do a seated cat-cow, arch the back, scoop the abs. And if we're seated, we'll stand. And if we're on the floor, we'll curl our toes under, roll back onto the balls of our feet. Take a moment, let the blood come back to our brain. We're going to stand into forward fold. And then we'll rise back up. Take your time. Now we're all standing. We're all taking a little bit of a wide stance for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop. Lift. Press. One more time. And relax. Now you can do strength exercises every other day. You don't want to do them every day because the muscles need time to recover. So if you're sore, you have to take that day off anyway. But every other day for strength is great. Cardio you can do every day, of course. And stretching you can do every day as well. And probably should to maintain flexibility. So that stretching routine at the end, you can do that stuff pretty much every day. It'll be great for you. We'll see you next time. These are new shoes, by the way. You can see my feet for a class. You're welcome.